This is the INFO MOTO podcast.
Presented by AutoGlim. Well, Spence.
G'day, Snag.
How are you, mate? Good to see you.
You too.
Back at the INFO MOTO podcast.
It's good to have you back so we can do this again.
Yes, I've actually missed the office a little bit.
Yeah.
Bit of bant.
Yeah, a bit of banter.
Did you miss me? See, I would expect a little bit more than that. So what do we got? Look, people, let's not bore people.
Well, we're going straight. We're right in motorcycle silly season. We've got the MotoGP coming up in Australia finally again.
Yes.
And then EICMA, which is New Bike News Central. So we've actually got a big part in all of that. Tell us about the Festival of Motorcycling, which you've been organising over the last couple of days.
Well, the Festival of Motorcycling is set to dovetail into the Grand Prix, and the Grand Prix, of course, at
the weekend before.
October 7 to 11, actually 5 days of events down there. The Festival of Motorcycling before the Phillip Island Grand Prix, which is set down for October 14 to 16. So we're a big part of that. There's a whole bunch of stuff happening. Chocolate Starfish, Spence. Do you know what the original idea of Chocolate Starfish, where the name comes from?
I'm sort of
You're
letting
familiar?
my mind wander.
Yeah, but we won't go into that because it's a family show. But yes, Chocolate Starfish will be down there. A whole bunch of trade events, people showing different things about motorcycling, widgets, bits and pieces, and we'll be part of that.
Yeah.
We're going to have a nice big stand in the main street of Cows.
Oh, it's so cool. I can't wait to show our readers and stuff the stand.
Well, I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it? Like you do InfoMoto and we have our socials and you know, the multimedia stuff we do, podcasting, video, editorial stories, launch, blah, blah, blah.
But physical presence.
Physical presence. And you don't get to talk to the people that read you and watch you. And I really enjoy that. I enjoy the contact of that. And it's sort of, you know, you get ideas out of it. People will talk to you about what they like, what they don't like. They're pretty quick at letting you know.
Yeah, I mean, it'd just be cool to talk to people face to face with the noise of the bikes in the background. Remember that?
I do.
And seeing everyone's bikes in the flesh.
Mr. COVID had a bit to do with ruining all that stuff. And people are getting out on bikes. I'm seeing this since I've got home. I've done a couple of things, just even rides.
Yeah,
you know, just
group
getting
rides and stuff.
They're all over the joint. People are really hanging out to use their bikes again. So I think there's going to be a real strong uplift in motorcycle participation and activity.
I'm seeing that. We're seeing that in terms of new motorcycle sales, and simply, as you say, I see people out on their bikes all the time.
Yep.
People are always asking me about, new riders are often asking me about how they can get onto a motorcycle, which is, nothing could make me happier.
Well, I'm really pleased with developing that side of InfoMoto, that young people, or not, they don't have to be young, they can be any, but new beginners or people returning to motorcycling are a bit intimidated by it often. And I get
daunting, and particularly in Australia, they don't make it very easy to get on a motorcycle.
No, they do everything to make it difficult, quite the contrary. But I think it's important that, you know, I know particularly males are a little bit tricky about admitting they don't know stuff. Like it's hard to walk into a group of motorcyclists and be a newbie without feeling a bit intimidated.
Yeah, it can be a bit masculine, can't it?
Stupid masculinity.
Yeah.
And I can remember when I started out motorcycling, I didn't know, you know, I asked from my elbow. And it's fine to be like that. I mean, who's good at something the first time they try it?
Well, to be a motorcyclist, not only do you have to be able to ride the thing, but there's a level of mechanical knowledge you must know. You need to know how to change a tyre, change your oil, the safety of it, the gear,
chain adjustment. You know,
there's 1,000, and you never stop learning. You've been riding for a million years, and I'm sure you're still learning all the time.
That's the great part about it. Without waxing lyrical, it is you have a ride and you go, by geez, I just learned something today.
There's always someone faster, or, you know.
Well, I don't find that.
No?
No, that's rarely.
Well, for us mere mortals.
Yeah, for you normal people. I mean, Grant Roth thinks he can go with me, but everybody knows, everyone I talk to says, well, at least you're faster than Spannerman. So that I hold that strongly. But look, getting back to that young motorcyclist or new motorcyclist, we really want to reiterate that we're here for those people.
We're here to help.
And there's no such thing as a dumb question.
No.
So, if you're if you're new to it, welcome. Cross, no, you don't know what you signed on for.
You poor bastards.
Your whole life is about to change. Be very nice to your spouse. That's all I can say. And get a fake bank account.
Yeah.
That reminds me.
Bury some cash.
Haven't spoken to Spanner Man for a while, but
no.
Just reminds me.
In Havana or some tax haven.
That's right. Yeah.
Before we keep talking smack, which there'll be plenty of.
There'll be plenty of that.
For the Festival of Motorcycling, we're going to be there for the whole GP weekend. So please, if you see us, come say good day. But we're going to have the Speed Twin there, the Project Speed Twin, which has had some bit of work.
Well, on top of the stuff that you've probably already seen, the bits and bobs that we got from the Triumph accessory catalogue, and
Verex exhaust, Olin suspension.
Exhaust.
It was a bit more than bits and bobs, but
it's probably the finest speed. In fact, I want it.
Yeah.
But now there's cams going in and a quick shifter, so it'll have a little bit more oomph, and that quick shifter will be fun. But the thing handles, and look, it's our first reveal of the bike, really.
Public reveal for sure.
Yeah, and look, we're really proud of it, and we want people to come along to the Festival of Motorcycling, climb all over it, ask us questions about it. It's a draw card for us. And further, we've got a little bit of special news that we'll keep a little bit up our sleeve, but we've been very busy on a very, very exotic build of a very, very collectible motorcycle.
Well, yeah, it's a bit of a hybrid.
Is it ever?
Yeah.
We're not going to tell you what it is, but
if you're there, if you're in Cowes for the weekend, you'll see it. And
all I'll say is it's got a lot of cylinders.
If the Speed Twin, well, I thought the Speed Twin was a bit ridiculous. This makes it look like a Honda C50.
It does. This is off its head,
yeah.
This thing. Jimmy's had a bit to do with it, our business partner.
Yeah.
And Jimmy is not the sort of bloke that leaves the excitement in the club rooms. He takes it out onto the ground, doesn't he? He leaves no stone unturned, and
he's a maniac.
He is a maniac, lovable maniac. And when he builds something, let me tell you. So this is off its face, this thing. I'm really thrilled to be able to show people what we can do.
Yep.
INFO Moto is busy doing stuff. We do ride motorbikes. We build them. We're not just talking about them in podcasts.
No, we love motorbikes.
We love motorbikes.
It's all motorbikes.
So I really want to add there too, the Festival of Motorcycling, all proceeds go to Zadie's Rainbow Foundation, which is a fabulous charity.
Great cause.
One we really believe in, and that's where the money goes. So, if you come on down, if you're buying this and that, and the entry fee to the further activities, the actual stuff on the Saturday and the Sunday is free, but there's further activities and, of course, chocolate starfish and a bunch of other food
in
trucks
excess cover band and stuff like that. Just fun stuff. Motorbikes.
But the money's going to the right place. No one's making a quid out of this. And that's something we pretty much believe in as well.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. We got some pretty awesome stickers coming, so come blood your free stickers.
I love the stickers.
No, I'm pretty happy with the stickers too.
And we'll be running highlight reels of some of our fabulous video work.
Of course.
And look, the main thing is some contact. Come and have a chat.
Yeah.
And then we'll go to the GP the following week. And
how good's that going to be? I haven't seen a live motorcycle race in 3 or 4 years.
Yes.
And, I mean, we used to go near on every year.
Never missed it. That's ever since you guys were little kids.
Yeah. And I can't wait. I can't wait for all of it. I love everything about the MotoGP. And Phillip Island, it's flawed in ways, but it's a marvelous circuit. It's
black stuff
class.
There is absolutely you cannot question. And look, it's just exciting. I just love walking around. I've done it as a punter. I've done it working. Either way, it's great. I used to do the famous lap.
Yep.
A can at each. This is when I wasn't working, folks, or riding. Well, not for a couple of days. I was usually nursing a hangover. But, a can at each VB truck. Actually worked out at 13 cans one time.
Yeah, well, it's a 3.7 kilometre, isn't it?
Well, it's 3.7 kilometres long, but when you do the 13 can trip, it's about 8.
Yeah, you do the first half pretty quick.
Oh, yeah. Well, you're staggering backwards for a while and then forward again. But we don't promote alcohol abuse. But
Well,
look,
yes, we do. We're here to promote alcohol abuse.
well, Spence, look,
Which brings
I
me to
don't
my
know.
next segment.
Yes, go on.
Drink driving, is it really that bad?
See, you can't put an old head on young shoulders, folks. We are not
I don't
promoting
see what
abuse.
the big deal is.
Stop.
Sorry.
You're not good for the business when you do that. So, yeah, look, MotoGP, EICMA too. Look, I know that Spencer spends most of his time with his face in his computer getting news for INFO MOTO, and I'm proud that I think our news is second to none. I really do. Spencer is the major driver there, and I know when EICMA comes, you're up because it's Europe. You're on Europe time.
It's exhausting, but I actually get a weird thrill from. For those who don't know, EICMA is a motorcycle show in Milan. It's hard to contextualize for people who are not in the industry, but that's the time when everyone's revealing their motorcycles all at once. So, from a journalist perspective, it's all guns blazing. There's often 3 major bike reveals within an hour. And of course, we try and get our stuff to our readers as quickly as possible. So,
Well, people demand that.
well, as they should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They want the stuff. And we're very often first. We've even been first in the world before, which is a pretty big thing for our little outfit.
Yeah. I think we do a good job of it, but it's just an exciting time to be talking about motorbikes.
Well, the GP,
yeah.
the festival, because during the winter, I mean, I've spent a winter sunning myself in the northern climes. I didn't go through the horrible winter that Melbourne did. But what I do know is in the winter in motorcycle, we all know, things slow down. New bike reveals are much slower in this part of the world. So, you scratch around for a bit of news, and then all of a sudden the sun comes out.
When it rains, it storms.
And then EICMA, which oddly goes into the European winter. But every manufacturer's got at least one bike, and often there'll be 3 or 4 per manufacturer. So you're at the computer with just news coming in.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Rewriting stuff. So we don't run press release. We rewrite everything.
Well, we don't rewrite, we write.
We write.
But
that's right.
yeah, we already know about it. We've got a couple of inklings already. I probably shouldn't say some of this stuff, but I'm gonna. I expect probably the new Royal Enfield Himalayan to be revealed with a slightly bigger motor. 650 twin variant in a cruiser platform. Possibly the revived Honda Hornet, which you would have ridden Honda Hornets back when they were a big model.
Great. Used the 900 engine. The quintessential Japanese usable motorcycle. Really, really good thing. A good moniker.
Well, sorry.
Of course, they had the 600 as well, but Hornet.
They've built a 750cc twin, which it seems like everything's
That's
a
an all
parallel
new
twin now.
That's an all new motor, isn't it, Spence?
All new motor. Look, it's a twin, which is often less exciting, but they seem to be making them work now, and the output figures look good, and that engine also may make its way into the rumoured Honda Transalp adventure bike. So there's some names for you. Transalp Hornet.
Yeah,
like
that's
machine.
Well, I'm pleased to see that. I mean, the Japanese sometimes haven't been great in cashing in the fantastic history they've got.
Right?
Not really good at that, and they're finally sort of working out that, guess what, our history is really good, and let's talk about it. And the Transalp, I'm excited about that. I rode one of those right out to Lake Eyre.
Oh, did you?
Off-road. Years and years ago.
What motor did they have in them originally?
Oh, they
A bit before me.
Yeah, well, they had the little, the small motor. I've got to remember exactly the layout there.
Yeah.
But the point was, it was a very usable.
So like your lower mid-weight.
Oh, a lot lighter, Spence. I find some of the big adventure bikes too big, if I'm honest now.
Me too.
They're a bit much for me. Now, your really good riders don't struggle. I've watched guys out in the dirt that can really throw those around.
Yeah.
I'm not one of those guys. And I like the idea of a midweight. Transalp.
Yeah.
That's the sort of bike I reckon I could own. Big front wheel?
I would hope it would have a 21-inch front wheel. I don't know that, but I mean, I don't even know if it exists, but I sort of do. But
Well, I
that
mean-
plays against things like the Yamaha Tenere and Aprilia's Touareg 660 that we reviewed the other week. So that's really a growing segment, that like dirt bike style dual sport, 21-inch front wheel.
Yes.
Something you can actually take on a single track.
Well, let's move to that. The Touareg. You recently rode Aprilia's new Touareg 660 on the launch of the bike, and in pretty demanding conditions, I'm told.
Yeah, sand. I haven't ridden much sand, so it was pretty gnarly.
Sand's a mongrel.
Yeah, it is.
I've never
bastard.
mastered sand.
No, but I that Aprilia Touareg 660 might be the best bike I've ridden in 2022. It might
whiz.
be the best bike I've ridden.
Jeez.
So astonishing.
Yeah.
And I'm not of the ability to really find its limits. I'll be the first to admit that. But if you review a bike as fit for purpose,
Yes.
that does exactly what it says on the tin and some.
Yep.
So very, very impressed with that motorcycle.
That seems to be the universal idea. People are saying, like if one bloke says a bike's good, big deal. But everyone's pretty much singing the praises of that bike.
It's a good. I mean, where it may be an issue commercially is just Aprilia's dealership network is tiny. So actually getting one may be an issue. Speaking to PS Importers, the distributor of Aprilia in Australia, they say they went really hard on their allocation
Yes.
because they reckon it's going to be a big
So
seller.
they've taken a bit
They've
of a
got
punt.
heaps of them,
Yeah.
apparently.
Right. That's good.
So
Nice to hear.
Yeah.
We've been hearing about stock shortages.
Yeah.
Nice to hear that you can go and buy one of these things.
Yeah, well, they've got a lot of them. But as I said, the dealership network's pretty small. So I don't know how that'll work for people in really remote areas.
Well, that rationalisation's been happening across a lot of brands.
Yeah. Well, Aprilia's a boutique manufacturer.
Yeah. Well, arguably. But what it does highlight is that people are looking for that midweight.
Yeah.
Pardon me. They're looking for a lighter bike that you can actually drop.
Yeah.
You fall off dirt bikes, let's be honest. They've got to be able to take a bit of a crash, small, and you've got to be able to pick the bloody things up. Now,
Yeah.
if I get on something like a 1250 or, the big ones, and they go ass up, I'm flat out picking them up.
Yeah, well, something like a Tenere or a Touareg or whatever, they're about 200 kilograms. R1250 or Tiger 1200 or something, you're talking upwards of 240, and that's significant. An extra 30 kilograms at high.
Up around its neck, yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is the Info Moto podcast.
Presented by Auto Glim.
Okay, Snag, I've got a bit of a surprise for you.
I don't like surprises.
A new segment called
What's he up to?
working title. Guess that motorbike.
Oh,
Guess-
a very professional.
Guess it.
Very,
Guess.
very professional
We'll
sting
work
there.
on the branding.
Jeez.
So I've got
Bit down home.
I've prepared earlier 3 10-second clips of
Three.
3 different
Right.
motorcycles.
Right.
And I want you to guess the motorcycle based solely on the sound. You get 10 seconds.
Yeah.
I'll give you
Right.
one hint. We've got one from the 70s.
Oh, because they made a few bikes in the 70s.
There can't be that many. One from the noughties
Right.
and one from the modern era.
Right now. Ish.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a motor that you could buy in a new motorcycle.
See, this is going to make me look stupid, isn't it?
Yes,
Is that what it's designed to
That is
do?
what it's designed to do.
Jesus Christ.
So, all right. Guess that motorbike. Motorcycle 1.
I haven't got a fucking clue.
Would you like to hear it again?
Go again.
Bam, bam.
What year is this one?
It's the modern era.
I see. Fucking who knows that?
It's an Aprilia RSV4, as I'm sure everyone is yelling at their screens right now.
Didn't know.
Okay. Motorcycle 2.
I reckon I know this one.
Yep.
I'm pretty sure that's a Ducati.
Bing, bing, bing.
Now, that dry clutch gives it away. And I reckon it's a 916.
You got it. Okay.
Yeah, that one.
You're 1 for 1.
That was easy.
Okay, the tiebreaker for if you win the grand prize.
This is either if I get 2, I'm all right. If I get 1, I'm a dickhead. Is that it?
Yeah. That's pretty much
The
statement.
RSV4 was a bit rude, I thought. But anyway, go on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, I'm hurt.
I should have made it a bit easier.
Yeah.
One that you'd known.
Well, that would have been good.
Okay. For the third one, motorcycle number 3. Here we go.
Well, that's a vertical twin. I know that. I reckon that's a Bonneville.
So close.
What is it?
It's a Norton 850 Commando, a motorcycle you once owned.
Well, you know why I wouldn't get that?
Why?
Because they never run.
Yeah.
I've never heard one.
Yeah, no one has.
They weren't called Norton, they were called Not Run. But anyway, vertical.
Bonneville's pretty close.
Pretty
yeah,
vertical
yeah,
twin.
pretty good.
Oh, fuck.
great.
That's going on the cutting room floor, I tell you what
It's
that one.
not.
What you should have done is told me what they were before.
Yes.
I would look good.
We could have fooled them.
I like that. What's that called again?
Guess that motor
Cycle.
cycle.
You're going to work on the sting.
Yeah. It's work in progress.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was up late
Fantastic.
last night organising that segment.
How you been? All right?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah. All right. Now, what next? What else are we going to talk about, Spence? The blessing of the bikes. I forgot to mention that too.
Oh, of course.
Blessing
For
of the bikes.
The GP thing.
Yes. Blessing of the bikes. It's not overly religious or anything like that. Relax. But it's a blessing of the bikes, and that's become a big thing, and that's part of that deal. I don't know if it's going to help me. Although, what I wanted to tell you on my Snag's lap that I didn't tell you about. I shouldn't say this. I never dropped the bike. It did fall off a stand at a pub, but I never dropped the bike. Sand. Now,
That's pretty incredible. Well done.
I couldn't believe that.
It's not over yet, though.
I've got to do Tassie.
Yeah, I
See,
mean-
now I've tempted the
Yeah,
gods,
yeah.
haven't I?
That was foolish.
I know, what a dickhead. Now, what's upcoming for you, mate? Are you? What's Info Moto got to explain about itself? We've got our new sponsor, Auto Glim. We talked about that. Very pleased about that.
Yeah, it's good
We
stuff.
move into EICMA. I tell you what I haven't told you about. Oh, yeah. I bought myself a new motorbike while you weren't looking. I kept it a bit on the download.
Did you?
Yeah. I bought myself a 1996 T300 Triumph Daytona 1200. As you do.
I think I know where you got that from.
Well, it was a friend of ours.
Yeah.
That moved it on.
I thought that sold rather quickly.
He spent it. He spent it a fortune getting it absolutely right, and then sold it. So, one man's sorrow is another man's happiness.
When do you get it?
I've got it. I've actually done some
You
Ks on
saved
it. Yeah, I kept it a bit dark. So it's a big yellow canary. I've
Yeah.
already nicknamed it Jaeger because I had a ride on it and I felt like a test pilot.
You had one. You've already had one.
I had a Super 3, which was the 900 version, and there was only 805 of those built. That was a bit of a special one. That's in the hands of a good friend of ours who bought
Guido.
that for me, Guido. I love that bike, but a bit exotic, and it was a bit much money sitting in the shed. And again, one man's loss is another man's win. The bikes are in the family, but this Daytona, mate, she's pretty well mint.
Really?
Everything's new suspension right through, all the seals done, brakes rebuilt. It's a rocket, 147 brake horsepower. Big bike.
What year is it?
1996, which is the best year of them, I'm told. Gold calipers, folks,
Right.
for you anoraks. Yeah, so I'm really happy with that. I've now got Cicero, the S1000XR, which is just the love of my life, but now I've got another toy.
Yeah.
I had the shed without a toy in it, Spence,
Yeah.
and it was bugging me. And my partner has a Halewood replica, a beautiful limited edition Griso, an RS 1250. I was feeling a bit emasculated.
We got to get that MHR and the Daytona.
Well, that's another thing I'll talk about. I'm going to get
video.
the Daytona out with the MHR. Keep an eye out for that video. Two iconic bikes, particularly the MHR. Eric Banner's making a movie about Mike Harwood. I think there's going to be a resurgence of interest in Mike Harwood alongside that. And the MHR was a fantastic, well, it saved Ducati. Let's be honest. Mike saved Ducati during that. That's a whole nother story. I don't like that. A whole other. Another. That's a whole another story.
Yeah, moving on.
So, yeah, that's exciting. New motorcycle.
I can't believe I'm a bit jealous.
You can have a ride.
Where's my one?
You can have a ride.
You can get matching
Well,
ones.
if you bloody, go to the bank and get some money out.
Oh, yeah.
Christ
I'll ask
almighty.
the bank, give me some money, please.
They
Can
do.
I have some money, please?
They tend to.
Yeah.
But not if you're self-employed. I say, I'm a director of INFO MOTO Proprietary Limited. They say, get out.
Yeah. Right. Get him.
Leave. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, a heap of stuff coming up. INFO MOTO's going really well. The numbers are good, Spence, you told me.
Yeah, life's good.
Everyone's having a good time. Really looking forward to EICMA. I want to see what comes out. I can't wait to see the hybrid Beastie in all its glory.
Yeah.
And look, onward and upward for INFO MOTO.
Absolutely.
Is that it?
Yeah. Well, has she got any other ideas?
Want to talk any more rubbish?
I haven't got any other segments.
No. Well, don't forget I got Tassie upcoming.
Yep, of course.
Now, you going to come with me or what?
Chance would be a fine thing. I don't know. Maybe. Be all right, wouldn't it?
Nothing wrong with Tassie in the spring, mate.
Yeah.
So,
how long do you think it will take to do the lap of the Apple Isle?
Oh, look, you could do it in a day if you want to, but I reckon I'll do it in a week.
Yeah. You go to Queenstown and Hellier Gorge.
All those sort of Targa, Elephant Crossing. What's it called? Elephant's Pass?
Yeah, something like that.
Elephant's Arse. Yeah.
Sick.
So there's that. And a summer of riding, camping, INFO MOTOing.
Yeah, it's kind of good that you've ended up sort of delaying the Tassie thing a little bit because it'd just be so much nicer with dry roads, wouldn't it?
Yeah. Tassie in the wet's a bit challenging.
Yeah, pretty gnarly.
But yeah.
You'd do it, but I mean...
I've done it, but it's no fun.
Yeah.
It's no fun. Those decreasing radius corners.
Yeah, slick.
And
you get icy bits too.
Looks like an LP record, the surface.
Yeah.
You're like...
Yeah.
So, yeah, look, that's looking forward to that. Summer, because I didn't get winter.
No, you skipped it.
I was up there at Cable Beach.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Dancing around with the Austrian schoolgirls. Oh, that's another podcast, isn't it? Not that one. All right, well, we're just bullshitting now.
Yeah, this is just bad.
It's just shit. All right, folks, glad to have you back. Glad to be back. INFO MOTO, get amongst it.
Rock and roll. This is the INFO MOTO podcast.
Presented by Autoglim.